Hello guys, how are you all? Today we have brought a South Korean zombie series called Zombie Detective. In today's video, friends, we will cover the entire first season of this series, so watch the video till the end and enjoy. Like it, and don't forget to share. And if you're new to the channel and like the video, make sure to subscribe. The series begins on a pile of garbage where a man is buried and crows are flying around. The man's eyes are open, but it seems that he's dead. A crow is sitting on his face, and as soon as the crow is about to peck his eye, suddenly the man wakes up, grabs the crow with his hand, and throws it away. As evening falls, he wakes up. He stands up and doesn't understand what is happening. He has a lighter in his hand, which he uses to light a cigarette and smoke. But the smoke doesn't come out of his mouth or nose. Instead, it comes out from various parts of his body. When he lifts his shirt, he realizes that his body has almost completely disappeared. He gets terrified and puts the cigarette down. The cigarette falls to his feet. He feels a burning sensation in his feet, but doesn't experience any pain. He picks up a broken mirror nearby and looks at his face, getting even more scared. In fact, his face has turned blue, like he's a corpse or a zombie. He tries to think how he ended up in this condition. He doesn't want to say what happened to him, how it happened, etc., but no words come out of his mouth, only strange noises. Now that he's back to real life, he decides he doesn't want to live as a dead corpse anymore and heads into the forest. He jumps off a high cliff, breaking almost all the bones in his body, but he doesn't feel the pain and can't die, even if he wants to. He thinks maybe he must have committed some sin that caused him to be cursed. He spends several days in a cave, constantly looking at his broken watch. Sad memories overwhelm his mind, but he can't understand what those memories are. One day, when he comes out, he spots a rabbit. Now he's hungry and tries to catch it, but suddenly, when he comes to his senses, he finds himself eating the rabbit's meat. He suddenly starts hating himself for what he's doing. He wants to return to his normal life, but to do that, he has to remember who he is and how he became a zombie. To find out, he needs to leave the forest and go to a city. When he reaches there, he realizes what has happened, whether the world has collapsed or if humanity has been attacked by some zombie virus. In this way, he tries to uncover his identity with many questions. In the starting city, he finds a hoodie, which happens to belong to a reporter named Sonia. Sonia is a crime reporter who is scared of dogs, and at that moment, she threw her dog at another dog. That night, she goes out to search for her dog because it had her phone. A man is wearing a hoodie, and she says, "If you're cold, take the hoodie, but give me my phone back right now." The zombie doesn't try to talk to her because if he does, his mouth will not speak words, but instead growl. He also avoids eye contact with Sonia, not wanting people to know he's a zombie. 2:53. Sonia is taking out her phone when suddenly the zombie tries to attack her, but he barely stops himself. Sonia, thinking he's a homeless man, gives him some money. The zombie decides that no matter what, he's going to kill a human. He doesn't want to eat anything, so he goes into the forest and tries to get an egg from a nest. He throws stones at the nest, not once, not twice, but several times. However, his luck is bad, and he doesn't have much strength left. He suddenly becomes frustrated, thinking that as a zombie, he can't do anything. He can't walk fast, can't talk, and can't eat anything. As a human, he feels like he can't do anything. Then, due to hunger, he faints again. When he regains consciousness, he eats another living animal. He realizes this can't go on. He must become strong like a human to learn the truth about his past. But he knows humans are very cruel, and if they find out he's a zombie, they'll kill him. So, he goes to an old hall in the city and tries to walk like a human, because to know about himself, he needs to live in harmony with humans, and for that, he has to learn to walk like a human again. He falls several times, but then he starts walking normally on a treadmill. He goes into a cave and starts doing some exercises by pressing a small piece of wood with his mouth. He practices speaking slowly, learning the alphabet. Then, he tries to pick up nuts with chopsticks. After practicing for several days, he begins to do everything like a normal human. Yes, practice makes everything perfect. That night, he steals clothes and shoes from a zombie and goes to rest in a cemetery. Suddenly, he smells the scent of meat. Well, zombies have a very good sense of smell, so obviously he could also sense the smell of a human. He sees a man. Someone is offering meat on a grave as part of a ritual. When a zombie arrives there, the sound alerts the man, and he thinks it is an animal. He throws a piece of meat towards the zombie. The zombie starts eating it, then kills him. It tastes good, and suddenly, a man arrives and begins hitting the guy with a stone while performing a ritual. The zombie watches all of this. It then goes down to check if the man is alive or dead. The man gives the zombie a key and says a few words before dying. The zombie also pays tribute to him and buries him, then finds his bag. Inside, there is an ID card and a business card. His name was Kim, and he was a private detective. Now, the zombie goes to the man's address and decides to stay there for a few days. The house looks like it hasn't been cleaned in years, but the fridge is stocked with plenty of food, which the zombie happily eats. However, he cannot digest the cooked food properly and vomits a lot during the night. He needs money to buy raw meat, so he gets a job packing pizzas at a pizza shop. Then, Kim receives a call on his phone. Someone's dog is missing, and they want Detective Kim to find it. Initially, the zombie does not pick up the call, thinking why get involved in this hassle. But then it occurs to him that he could work as a detective to make good money and meet people, maybe even learn about his past. He could become Detective Kim. Absolutely. He starts trying to hide his zombie-like face, using various beauty products, and reaches the dog owner's house. However, the dog owner turns out to be a little boy named June, who had called Detective Kim. This boy is the son of Sonia's elder sister. June tells him that his dog's name is Hampy. Please find him. He gives the zombie a coin as payment. Now, the zombie gets annoyed and says, "What will this do? Give me money instead." But June replies, "Wait, if you can't find it this time, go back and return my coin." Meanwhile, Sonia arrives and asks him if Kim is tricking children to take their money. She then goes to Kim, demanding the money back, but Kim avoids her and runs away. Friends, you may be wondering why I am calling him Kim. I will keep calling him Kim because his identity was stolen. Sonia then takes a helmet from a man and hits Kim on the head with it. As soon as the helmet hits his head, he falls unconscious. Well, we know that zombies have a weak spot in their heads. If anything hits their head, they will die. Sonia gets scared and checks his heartbeat. Sonia doesn't know where the zombie's heartbeat is, but she fears, did I kill him? She then nervously takes Kim to the hospital in an ambulance. Suddenly, Kim regains consciousness and scares everyone. Sonia, in desperation, tries to make him lie down. Now Kim starts thinking of ways to escape from their hold. In the meantime, they also reach the hospital. Sonia repeatedly apologizes and goes to call the doctor. During this, Kim escapes from the hospital and goes to his office, where he attempts to bite a man but somehow stops himself. He is a zombie after all. He then sees another dog resembling June's dog. Kim thinks he will eat this dog, but seeing its angry face, he refrains from eating it. Then, he hears an announcement that free mutton soup is being offered, and that happens to be Kim's favorite food. He runs there. The stall owner, Jana, who is Sonia's good friend, eats the leftover soup and says that if Kim wants more, he has to pay. Then, some people dance like zombies to promote the stall, and they ask Kim to join them. But he gets angry and leaves, having gotten neither mutton nor soup. Then Jana says, "If you dance, I'll give you free soup." Hearing this, Kim is surprised. A gleam appears in his eyes, and he goes on to perform some cool zombie steps. He knows what to do because he himself is a zombie. Now everyone is amazed by his dancing skills. Jana then gives out free soup coupons to all the dancers. But Kim goes into the kitchen and starts eating raw meat. The chef screams in fear. Meanwhile, another detective named Rose, sitting there, tries to catch Kim and beat him, but ends up getting beaten by Kim. Now Kim has gone into full zombie mode. Somehow, he escapes and runs to the forest. He doesn't understand why he hit the other detective and how he got into a fight. He can't make sense of anything and heads to his office. He starts practicing his fight moves there, and after applying some leftover beauty cream, he is about to leave when he smells Sonia's fragrance. Kim doesn't want to meet Sonia. When they meet face to face, he quickly hides under the table. Sonia comes in and hands him a contract with her phone number, but Kim rips the contract and goes to show his fight moves to June. He asks June, "Have you ever seen this move?" June thinks for a while and then tells Kim about it. He then takes Kim to his class, and there Kim demonstrates the move. He asks everyone, "Have you seen this move or know its name?" Actually, Kim believes that this move might be linked to his past. If he finds out about it, he might discover who he truly is and how he became a zombie. One day, while walking on the street, he sees a news broadcast about a little girl named Shori, who was murdered. They report that Shori was kidnapped and killed on Christmas night by a person dressed as Santa Claus. Then they show Shori's photo, and Kim doesn't know what happens to him. He becomes disturbed and starts hitting the mirror. He doesn't understand why he is doing this. Back at the office, the landlord comes to demand rent. Now, whether you are human or a zombie, you have to pay the rent, no matter how many days you stay. Thinking this, Kim starts thinking of new ways to earn money. He asks June and his friends for $5 to play with a new dog. Then, he picks up the agreement paper that Sonia had given him, the same one Kim had torn earlier. Now he says, I have $100,000. I will ask for a settlement. When Kim gives the torn contract to Sonia, she is kidnapped by a cult group because Sonia was about to expose their crime. Kim is shocked. He stands in the middle of the road, and Sonia rescues him from the group. Kim then tells her about the settlement, but Sonia is drunk and falls asleep on his chest. When Kim comes home and takes a shower, he briefly sees a strange vision of a bullet wound in his stomach. Since he is already dead, there's a hole in his stomach. To satisfy his hunger, he tries to catch a donkey and sticks his business card in public toilets, hoping to get a client. Does he feel the urge to sleep again? He is very happy that today she will give him $100,000. He tells her, "The day you hit my helmet on my head, I haven't been able to function properly, so I want $100,000 as a settlement." But where? Sonia bitterly cries, "My condition is worse than yours. If you want, I can work as your assistant without salary in exchange for the settlement." Now Kim starts hating Sonia, wondering, what is this? I could make money off of her. I'm asking for it, and in return she's working under me, you see? He throws her out. Meanwhile, Kim's old client, an actress, arrives. Her daughter, Java, has been missing for a month. Sonia offers to find her daughter for a large sum of money and confidently says, "I am Kim's assistant. We will find your daughter quickly. Don't worry." She asks the client the right questions, meaning everything necessary because there are crimes against her. Now, Kim realizes that he needs Sonia for his detective work, so he agrees to make Sonia his assistant. Due to Sonia's investigation, the suspect heads towards a meditation center, and then Kim arrives there. But Kim joins a course and brings some meat for lunch because only vegetarian food is available there. But the center's manager takes away his box of meat. Everything seems normal during the day, but at night, Kim goes for a walk and reaches a tunnel where a cult group is holding a meeting. The leader of this cult group is indoctrinating his followers using narcotic substances. Now this all seems like Sonia. It turns out that she immediately calls Rose, and both of them go there to learn the truth about the center. However, Sonia is not allowed to light a fire inside. So the next time she hides in a drum to enter the center. They need to find Java, and finally, Sonia finds her in the building's basement. Sonia rescues her, but then she sees the cult leader and goes to attack him, but the center's manager catches her. Then Kim throws cards like knives at the manager and kills him. Sonia tries to stop the cult leader, but he comes to thrust his stick into Sonia's stomach, but somehow Kim intervenes. The sharp stick pierces Kim's stomach, but Kim feels nothing but anger. In his rage, he grabs the cult leader's neck, but Sonia stops him. The police then arrive and arrest the cult leader and his group, sending Java back to her mother, and everyone goes back to their homes. Now Sonia celebrates the victory by eating fried chicken with her family, while Kim is taking a shower. He enjoys eating raw meat, but doesn't know that there's another person named Sunrock watching from the other side of the street. Now Sunrock is scared after watching Kim's actions. Meanwhile, Sonia comes there and runs away in fear when she sees the large holes in Kim's body. She then starts searching on the internet to see if zombies are real. Later, her brother arrives and tells her that zombies really exist, and there's even one living in their neighborhood. Gradually, Sonia begins to understand why Kim's heartbeat continues. That day, no one heard anything, and despite the sharp stick piercing Kim's stomach, nothing happened to him. She tells herself, "My boss Kim is a zombie," but it's still hard to believe. It's very difficult. Now Sonia wears full safety gear and goes to Kim's office to tell him, "Give me my money for the work I did." But suddenly she starts feeling stomach pain and faints. She thinks Kim will eat her, but Kim takes her to the hospital. After regaining consciousness, Sonia finds herself alive and realizes that Kim is indeed a zombie. but a good zombie. Now she is no longer scared of Kim, and instead, she goes to the office and helps him a lot. She also makes a strong decision to help Kim find his past. When Kim first realized he had become a zombie, he was wearing the dress and watch, and the lighter in his hand. Sonia really liked all of those. She takes a photo of the lighter and posts it on social media, hoping someone who knows about it might contact her. Soon, Sonia gets a call from an unknown number saying, "I know about this lighter." They go to the meeting place. Both of them wait, but then the meeting gets canceled. Just as they are about to leave, a witness to the Shari murder case, named Sean, comes there and starts talking to them. Suddenly, he also gets a call that his mother, who suffers from dementia, has gone somewhere in the mountain. Now Sonia wants him to help find his mother, so she leaves Kim's business. Now Kim is scared that she won't do anything without money. She doesn't want to solve the case. But because of sleep, this time she has to accept it. Then Kim and Sonia start looking for Sean's mother in the mountains. Kim then finds an ID card for a senior citizen that belongs to Sean's mother. Not far from there, they find his mother sitting. Suddenly, a wild boar approaches Sonia. Kim heroically saves Sonia, and a fight begins. Zombie versus wild boar. Kim has no idea about the boar's strength. He jumps on it, but where's the boar? It starts tossing Kim around. Now Kim makes a plan and stands at the edge of a cliff. He challenges the boar, and the boar charges towards him. Kim slightly moves, and the boar falls directly into a pit, but unfortunately, Kim's coat gets stuck in the boar's teeth, and he falls into the pit with the boar. Sonia, terrified, runs down and calls Kim, but the zombie isn't going to die. He calmly comes back and proudly brings the dead boar with him. He's happy thinking, "Well, my lunch has been packed for a long time," meaning he doesn't need to eat it. Now he will eat this boar. Both of them take the old man to Sean, and he thanks them from the bottom of his heart. However, his mother has dementia, so she starts thinking of Kim as her son and cries on his chest, "Son, where have you gone?" Then Sean takes her home and says, "Mom, I am your son." Now Kim realizes that his mother might be looking for him too. Knowing this, Sonia takes him to a fortune teller who claims to tell Kim's future by reading his palm. Now, Kim doesn't believe in such things, but Sonia insists on it. The woman does something and dances irritably, signaling Sonia to buy the items first, then the future. Sonia pays her, and then the woman tells Kim several important things about him. Afterward, Kim feels like he should know more about his past. When the woman demands money, Sonia starts to suspect something is wrong. Sonia had reported many crimes, one of which involved this woman, so she starts talking to her to clear her doubts. She grabs her, applies lipstick to her lips, and pulls her hair. She is weak. Oh, it's the same 420. Who really is this artist? Kim completely leaves the man. Now how will I know? Then Sonia rings the bell. Now, hearing the bell, Kim feels something strange and recalls a scene where Shari is standing with a doll. Kim feels a severe headache and suffocates there. He gets up and goes outside, telling Sonia, "I don't know why I'm seeing Shari's vision. And what I saw, Shari had a doll." Sonia had covered that case, but there was no mention of any doll in it. There was no doll in that case anywhere. She immediately calls Detective Rose because Rose had investigated that case. But he says he didn't find any doll in the case. Now Kim thinks that maybe there is some connection between him and Shari. Then Sonia tells Kim that she should have taken them to Shari's house, but Shari's father is away on business in another city and will return next week, so they have to return empty-handed. Now Sonia tries to sleep at her house when Kim sends her a photo, in which Shari is indeed holding a doll. Kim says, "That doll was seen in my vision." Now, as soon as Kim goes to the office, everything is ruined. It seems that someone entered and was looking for something. Kim checks, but other than the lighter, nothing is missing. Now Kim comes to know that Sean had come here, and he is the one who stole the lighter. Kim then goes to meet Sean without informing Sonia and tells him about his past. He asks Sean, "Are you responsible for Shavari's kidnapping and murder?" Kim cannot believe that he would have killed an innocent girl. He feels that maybe he is suffering the punishment for the same crime by becoming a zombie. After committing such a heinous act, he doesn't want to stay alive and is about to run the drilling machine into his head, but the machine stops. Kim tries to fix its wire, but due to an electric shock, he falls down. Meanwhile, Sonia meets Shavari's father. In that house, she sees a photo of Shivari in which someone is standing near her, and he has exactly the same watch in his hand as Kim had. Sonia then asks about him, about the man with that watch. Shivari's father tells her that he was Shivari's bodyguard. Sonia becomes happy that Kim is a good man, and Shivari believed in him. Sonia goes to give this good news to Kim, saying, "I have come to know about your past," but Kim is not there because he is about to leave town. Sonia goes to his office, but he is not there. Sean's photos are lying on the table. Sonia remembers that Kim never told her to be careful with Sean. Then she thinks something and finds out where Kim might have gone. She texts Kim, "I'm going to Sean's house." Kim panics and tries to call her but doesn't get a signal. Now, Kim runs into the city to save Sonia from Sean. Sean and his wife get nervous after hearing someone's voice at the door. When his wife opens the door, Sonia says, "I've got a new CCTV footage of the night of Shivari's murder, about which I want to talk to Sean. Because Sean was the only eyewitness in this case, I want him to watch this video." Saying this, she goes to play the video, but then she sees that Sean is picking up the hammer. Sonia immediately throws hot tea on him and goes into a room and locks him. Sean's mother and his wife are also in that room. They do not understand what happened suddenly. Sonia pleads, "Please call the police. Your husband is a murderer." But Sean's wife makes Sonia unconscious by hitting her on the head. In reality, the husband and wife had murdered Shivari together. They tie Sonia up and keep her there. He confesses, "We together killed Shivari." Hearing this, Sonia gets very angry. Sean tells his wife in an attitude, "I have work outside, finish this." Saying this, he leaves. When his wife comes to take Sonia's life, Sonia has already cut her rope, but Sean's wife overpowers her. Meanwhile, Sonia's hand falls on a cockroach repellent spray, and she sprays it on the woman's face. Taking the opportunity, Sonia escapes from there. But Sean's wife does not leave her. Kim also comes there in time and helps Sonia hide. Sonia tells Kim, "Sean was lying to you. It wasn't you, but he and his wife who murdered Shivari. They kidnapped Shivari. Then Shivari's father had entrusted you with the task of finding her." Now Kim is relieved, saying, "I did not kill Shivari." On the other hand, Sean and his wife are running away from the city, but his wife forgot something at home. She goes to pick it up, but meanwhile, the police surround the house, and Sean's wife gets arrested. Seeing this, Sean leaves his wife and runs away alone, but he is not going to stay quiet and get his wife arrested. For this, he will definitely take revenge on Sonia and Kim. He is very angry, but Kim, despite being a zombie, has more compassion than human because he wants to give Sean a chance to express his views and wants to hear his side of the story. He wants to know why Sean and his wife did this disgusting thing. Friends, if there is a like for this poor-hearted zombie, then do like it. Now, let's show it. So Kim calls Sean and takes him to a place and says, "I am very much more than you." The important thing has to be done. There is Sean's car there. Sean is in a shed at some distance and tells Kim that I have left a gift for you in the car. I took it out and looked. It has complete information about your past. Kim, as soon as when he opens the door, the car blasts. Now Sean breathes a sigh of relief that Kim has died. But he does not know that Kim is a zombie and will not die like this. Friends, let me remind you again that the person we are calling Kim is real. Kim is not the real Kim. He is dead. This is the zombie we are calling Kim. So you understand that he is a bodyguard, meaning now Kim remembers everything that Kim was Urban's bodyguard and on the night of Christmas when Urban was kidnapped. When the incident happened, Kim found a lighter which belonged to Sean. Through it, Kim found out that Shari was with Sean. When he went there, Sean had kept Shori captive. Kim tried to free Shori, but Sean held her back. She attacked him with a pistol, due to which he became unconscious instantly.
Sean took him to the woods and killed him by shooting him in the stomach. This is what happened that day. Kim angrily goes to the shed where Sean and the old man are. Kim was calling her mother, beat Sean very badly, and blood starts coming out of Sean's mouth. Sean starts laughing. This makes Kim more angry, and he asks, "Why did you take the life of that innocent girl?" Starts blaming Kim that if you had not come to save Shivari that day, she would have been alive and would have been very happy with me. But Kim finds his statement completely absurd and goes to punch her again. Sean shoots him with the gun. This time he must be dead. Sean starts leaving from there with his mother. but stands up again, and now Sean is gripped by fear. He viciously attacks Kim. It rains bullets on bullets. Do anything to Kim? Then arrow on Kim's head. Scared because if he gets shot on his head, he will surely die.
Meanwhile, Sean shoots, but his mother steps in the way, and the bullet hits her. Even Kim cannot understand why she would come in between to save him. Then, that woman calls her Min Ha, which is her real name. Kim refers to her as the bodyguard, because the real Kim is gone. Now Mina's hands and feet go cold because it's his mother. He begins to have visions of her waking him up and feeding him. For many days, Mina had been searching for his mother. That day, even after seeing her in the forest, he did not remember that this was his mother. But today, he realizes that his mother has died right in front of him. He hugs her and starts crying bitterly. Now Minho's eyes fill with fire, and he wants to destroy Sean. Hae-sun quickly picks up his gun, but Minho runs towards him. In the next scene, Minna's mother's fuel is shown. Minho will never die, but he will feel pain, and after losing his mother, he breaks down completely. He is cornered. After the funeral, Sonia asks if you ate Sean, but Mina doesn't answer. Instead, he says that from tomorrow, Sonia no longer needs to come to work. In fact, after learning about his past, Mina can no longer become Detective Kim. Wanting to stay, the next day he leaves Kim's office and his court. Sonia is not happy about this because she enjoys working with Minho, but deep down, she fears that Minho might have eaten Sean. She calls Rose and asks if Sean's body has been found. Rose laughs and says, "Don't talk like a mad person. Someone shot him." Hearing this, Sonia is relieved and happy that Minho will not stoop so low as to eat a human being. Minho then packs his beauty products and chicken, setting out on a new journey. On the way, he passes through a market where he sees chicken and mutton soup. He remembers the happy moments spent with Sonia. His face shows no expression, but deep inside, he loves Sonia very much. He misses the days when, as Detective Kim, he used to get raw chicken and mutton, but he had left all the money he earned as a detective in the office. Now he starts to derive pleasure from seeing humans. He feels his hunger grow, but he somehow controls himself. He tries to satisfy his hunger by eating ants, but how long can a zombie control his nature before his eyes turn completely red? Minho enters zombie mode and chases a man, but again, due to hunger, he falls unconscious. When he regains consciousness, he finds himself in Kim's office. Chicken bones lie all around him. He's scared that he might have killed someone while unconscious. There are nail marks on the door, and he gets even more frightened, realizing that he might have done something wrong. Meanwhile, Sonia arrives. She understands that it's difficult for a zombie to have self-control. When Minho sees humans, he feels like eating them. Sonia happily helps Minho with this zombie nature. She then asks for Gold's help to get out of this state. Sonia helps him happily. Then she trains Minho in self-control by placing raw chicken in front of him. She tells him to wait and decide that he will not eat it. For 3 days, she keeps him tied and hungry to help him bear the hunger. When he is calm and does not enter zombie mode, she sets up a camera in his room to observe him. She leaves to observe him. After 38 hours, Minho tries to break his chain. Sonia realizes that when Minho goes into zombie mode, his body becomes so powerful it's unimaginable. But Sonia is human, and she falls asleep. After some time, she wakes up quickly and peeks inside through a gap. Minho is sitting on the floor eating chicken like an animal. When he sees Sonia, he feels the urge to eat her too. Unfortunately, the lock of the door is broken, and Minho moves towards Sonia to eat her. Sonia runs to save her life, but Minho doesn't let her go. Sonia falls down, and Minho is about to pounce on her and bite her on the neck. At that moment, a frying pan falls into Sonia's hands, and she hits Minho hard on the head. Minho becomes unconscious. The next morning, Minho wakes up and asks in a completely innocent voice, "Did I do something bad to you last night?" Sonia says that in zombie mode, Minho becomes violent all day long, but now she doesn't know how to control him. She shows Minho the frying pan. All the beauty creams, etc., have been wiped from Minho's face. Sonia says that he should not use makeup anymore. She likes Minho's zombie face and wants him to stay in the office, which will keep him and others safe. Minho agrees and decides to adopt Kim's identity again. He is grateful to Kim because Kim was good. He died, but thanks to him, Minho is still living a human life and has learned about his past. Now, he wants to find out who killed Detective Kim that day in the jungle. Sonia tells him that Detective Kim had gone to pray at his father's grave. Kim had no family, so no one came to inquire about him. Kim's murderer was Nippon, who is now out of jail. He had disposed of some dangerous drugs on the mountain, which led to Kim's death. Now that Nippon is out of jail, he calls Kim's office and learns that Kim is alive. He starts getting suspicious, so he tells Sunrock to keep an eye on the fake detective sitting in Kim's office. Minho and Sonia try to find out more about Kim. They find a bill from a salon where Kim last went. They inquire at the salon and learn about a doctor named No, who runs a veterinary hospital. He catches animals from the streets and performs experiments on them. Minho and Sonia go to the doctor's clinic, but it's closed. Seeing the doctor's photo, Minho immediately recognizes him as the same man who pushed the real Detective Kim down the cliff that night. Sunrock, who is following Minho everywhere, is also the doctor. Dr. No tells Sunrock to kidnap Minho and bring him to him. They set an electric trap on Kim's office door, waiting for Minho to step inside. But Minho steps on the trap, and nothing happens to him. Instead, the entire city's fuse blows. After a long silence, Sunrock and his assistant go inside to kidnap Minho, but Minho is sitting comfortably on a chair. Sunrock is trapped in his own electric trap and becomes unconscious. His assistant touches him and gets shocked, ruining their plan. Sunrock doesn't give up. He sends 6 men to kidnap Minho, but Minho is a force to be reckoned with. Sunrock watches everything from Dananon's house and decides to enter the field himself. A fierce fight ensues between Sunrock and Minho, but Minho sees Sunrock as flesh and enjoys the taste of it. Minho struggles to control himself but can't and opens his mouth to bite Sunrock. Sunrock, in desperation, throws something sharp at Minho, piercing his chest. Nothing happens to Minho, and now Sunrock realizes he's not human, but a monster. However, Minho, driven by hunger, attempts to eat Sunrock but ultimately controls himself and runs away. Meanwhile, Sonia arrives but can't run as fast as Minho. She's a great thrower and picks up a frying pan to hit Minho on the head. She throws it and hits Minho, who stirs and straightens up. Unconscious, Sonia brings him back to the office. Sunrock, terrified by Minho's true zombie form, feels as though he's seen a ghost. He returns his money to Dr. No the very next day, saying, "I'll never do your work. He's not a human. He's a demon. I tore out his heart, but he still didn't die. He got up suddenly, became fresh, and started attacking me. He ran so fast that you can't even imagine." Dr. No, however, is happy that although they couldn't kidnap Minho, they at least got his DNA. He injects Minho's DNA into a rabbit, which turns into a zombie. Sunrock then tells Dr. No that Minho and Sonia were asking about Nippon and the people who went missing 5 years ago. Meanwhile, Dr. No has a secret lab. Sunrock hears a sound behind the fridge and opens a door to a hidden lab filled with animals in cages. He finds a large cage covered with a cloth. When he uncovers it, he sees an unconscious zombie inside. In the next scene, Minho is sitting in his office when someone knocks on the door. Minho opens it to find Dr. No wearing a gas mask. Dr. No pours a chemical on the floor, and Minho faints from the smell. Dr. No kidnaps him and takes him to his secret lab, where he takes Minho's blood for testing. Minho asks why Dr. No is conducting these dangerous experiments. Dr. No explains that he loved his wife dearly. One day, she passed away, but he couldn't imagine life without her. He made a medicine that brought her back to life, but she turned into a zombie. He began experimenting on animals and humans to find a way to make her human again. "I did many experiments and made a medicine which brought her back to life, but she became a zombie and not a normal person. I started doing experiments on animals and humans so that my wife could become a normal human being. I tried to find a medicine to make, but Detective Kim came to know about my experiments, and he knew that I gave my dangerous medicines to Napalm, who used to dispose of those medicines on the mountain. That is why I had to eliminate Detective. But Dr. No had not reanimated that Sean had buried Manha at the same place where he had disposed of his dangerous medicine. After coming in contact with that dangerous medicine, Manha, who had died, became a zombie. Just like Dr. No. Dr. No K is now searching for Sonia Mina like a wife. She reaches the clinic. Actually, she had installed an app named Couple on her and Minho's mobile so that they could see each other's location. With its help, Sonia came to know that Minho was in Dr. No's clinic. Otherwise, the clinic would have been closed. but the electricity meter is running, which means something is definitely happening inside. Taking the opportunity, Sonia secretly enters inside the clinic and reaches straight to the secret room where she is shocked to see Dr. No's wife. Then she meets Sunrock and his wife. She frees the assistant, whom Dr. No had kept captive. Then she also goes to cut Mina's rope. Meanwhile, Dr. No's zombie wife stands up and is about to attack Sonia directly, but Mina frees the ropes in time. She goes and he saves Sonia from her. Then he tries to explain something to Dr. No's wife in the language of zombies. But in the meantime, the doctor reaches there with a gun. He tells his wife to eat them, but she answers. Instead, she attacks Sunrock. Meanwhile, Mina tries to snatch Dr. No's gun, but during their fight, Mina accidentally presses the trigger and the bullet hits Dr. No's wife directly on her head. Now she dies. He goes to his wife and cries a lot. Meanwhile, the police arrive and arrest Dr. No. The rest are given medical treatment, and with this, it seems that the case has been solved. But no, the car in which the police is taking Dr. No. The meets with an accident, but Dr. No escapes. In fact, No had taken his own medicine, due to which he became a zombie after his death. Now Minna, Sonia Sunrock, and her assistant all come together to plan how to eliminate the zombie Dr. No. They know that the body of Dr. No's wife is in the mortuary, and Dr. No will definitely come to take it. Now, before he can do so, these people steal his wife's body from there and leave a dead body for Dr. No. They try to set a trap. Everything was going well, but unexpectedly, Dr. No attacks Minho and takes Sonia away. Then he calls Minho to a place. Minho goes there, and there is a fight between these two zombies. Dr. No proves to be stronger than Minna. Mana is unable to get up, and meanwhile Dr. No drags Sonia towards the car. Meanwhile, Rose comes there and puts a gun on Dr. No's head and forces Sonia to the car and snatches her gun. Sonia quickly takes the gun away. She kicks towards Mina, and Mina types and picks up the gun. Then he aims it at Dr. No's head, but Dr. No does not step back because he knows that Mina is a Ramdil zombie, and he does not pull the trigger because he is thinking right. In fact, Minaho does not pull the trigger, but executes his plan, which he had made with Sonia Sunrock and his assistant. Sunrock and his assistant arrive quietly in a van. They are wearing gas masks.
They are for Mano and Sonia. They also bring gas masks, and when all four are safe, they spray the same chemical made by Dr. No, due to which Dr. No collapses. Now Sunrock goes closer, checks whether he has really fainted, or is he just acting. Suddenly, Dr. No gets up and grabs Sunrock and goes to bite him on the neck. Meanwhile, Minho points a gun at his head. Dr. No thinks that this time too he will not shoot, but Minho does not give him a chance to think even for a second. He gives it to him and shoots it on his head. And now, after shooting him, Minho looks very sad. Min had hoped that Dr. would be able to make him a normal person again through his experiments. Sonia gives him courage. Besides, it was clear that now he will no longer remain a fake person among humans. Wake up somewhere away from the people. Sonia continues the work of Detective Kim. It is shown that Sonia has received an invitation to a Halloween party. Goes to that party. That Mina would also have come here. Is sitting wearing a white suit, and Sonia's face lights up when she sees him. To him and starts talking to him. Someone shouts that someone has been murdered here, and Sonia will have to solve another case. This series ends here. First of all, if you liked this video, the explanation, then like it and subscribe the channel. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye, take care, and finally, thanks for watching.